No, I'm busy tonight, actually.
Good morning. Welcome to the Jerry Hotpants Club podcast. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
Share
with everyone.
Share the shit out of
it! There he is again. With you as always, I'm Pete, and...
I'm Chris.
And...
Yusufio the Ever-Hyper!
He was literally laying on the ground about 30 seconds ago, but when it's showtime... He gets into character like fucking like Charlie Murphy. It starts shaking and getting all crazy. Okay, it is Wednesday, July 13th for you, and today is National Barbershop Music Appreciation Day.
Sweet.
Yep. National Beans and Franks Day. How did you?
Well, how the hell did you get the beans above the Frank? I mean,
it's also National Delaware Day. Oh, look.
What?
We're in Delaware. Yeah. Fuck Delaware.
We will have to vote on what is the dumbest national day at some point.
No, they're coming. I'm sure.
Yeah,
we'll do a review at the end of the year.
My favorite one is National Lumpy Sock Day. Or no, National Lumpy Rug Day. It's
Lumpy Rug Day.
Yeah, so that's when I first started following the internet national days a few years ago, and it's something to do with spring cleaning.
We are doomed.
And there's also National Lost Sock Day.
Yeah, I know about
sheds
that.
a tear for every lost sock out there.
I took 4 pair of socks to the laundromat yesterday. 4. I carefully guarded them from wash to dry to my laundry bag back to my house, and I'm missing a fucking sock.
I'll give you a clue. It's usually up front in the bottom right here, and you can't see it. It's right there.
He just had everyone look at his dick.
Right there.
Yeah,
And one last
subliminal.
day, it is also National French Fry Day.
All right.
Hell yeah, French fries. For the best French fries in town, you guys, go and get some fantastic fries at Burger 81, located on Wilder Road.
What's more American than French fries?
Something that is
Burgers.
named for another country? I don't know. Remember when they were changed the name to Freedom Fries?
Wouldn't it just
Oh
be...
my God, I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was
Do
right
they
after
even
9/11.
have fries? Is that even a thing in France?
Yeah.
Do they even... Is there a French toast just called toast over there? Royale with cheese?
I think this is why they have
Royale with cheese? Huh?
Oh, look, the American. Oh, you want some French fries, huh?
Well, it's just like there's no such thing as a Mexican pizza, I'm sure. Or at least the way Taco Bell is.
just made up.
Okay, so we're going to talk music today, folks. What's on that board over there?
Oh, that's right.
The
I'm
topic.
not prepared for this at all.
The topic is modern music, rock, rap. Modern music sucks.
I like music.
I like ham.
I like lamp.
You love lamp.
I love lamp.
I think what we were trying to iron out when we were talking about it was that music has become very processed.
Where did we go wrong?
So the original days of musicians, like back in, like, let's say, when did rock and roll start? Let's start by talking about rock and roll. Rock and roll really started when Elvis stole the blues, basically, from Southern black artists, and there was always a thing about that.
Is steal the correct word, or did he just copy? I've heard that for years on end. Stole.
Yeah, and
Is
I don't know which way I want to really sit with that.
I think people used to go steal music all the time. They would go
Literally. Oh, so he must have. His first work wasn't his.
They go to little backwoods.
Oh, okay.
They go to little backwoods concerts and listen to the songs, and then take them and make them big songs in
Like
New York and shit.
Led
That's
Zeppelin. There's an album that was put together by somebody on the internet some time ago. Their first 2 or 3 albums were just all songs other people did. That, like, a lot of English bands back then that got big, they stole blues music, basically, because the blues is the origin of rock and roll. 3-chord progression in 4/4 time signature. So that's basically what a majority of your rock and roll songs are. Granted, they've changed dramatically over time, but and I'm going to have to. I'll check in with Scott about this, my friend Scott Baker. But because I think he had the CD a lot. Like Joni Mitchell, all these other artists had written these songs, and Zeppelin just came in and made them uniquely their own. Like Eric Clapton. A lot of Eric Clapton's biggest hits actually were written by a guy by the name of J.J. Cale, who had these real slow, like melodic beats, just chill, laid back, and then he fucking overproduced the shit out of it with horns and background singers and orchestras. Like, he just took it too far, in my opinion. Not to say that he's not a great musician, because he is, but it's part of the origins of rock really kind of started in Delta blues, Southern blues. That's where it came from. And over time, right, R&B, rhythm and blues, is what R&B is short for, right?
Let me jump in here real quick, and let me say, I'm going to talk about rap. He's going to talk about rock. But when it comes to R&B, this new mumble rap stuff is just bad R&B.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes,
it's bad R&B, and then they got auto-tune and a bass line
The death of music.
won't stop shaking. So that's my... If you listen to what they're saying, if you Google the lyrics, because you can't really understand, it's just bad R&B. It's just like lines that don't rhyme, and they're singing, but
they're not even singing.
Yeah. They're trying with the auto-tune. They're singing over these
non-rhythmic beats.
Yeah, it's just bass. So I'm an advocate for large subwoofers, and the mumble rap beats are hard as hell. I mean, they shake my whole car, but they make it so it's hard to even hear the lyrics, because it's a constant bass line.
Mumble rap. So
Skeet, Scott, skeet, hoo, ha, he, ha, skirt, skeet.
Yeah.
Hit him with the gun like beep, beep. Shot. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to...
Let's fucking go.
No. Listen, I don't. This is proof. That is proof right there that aliens don't exist, because they would fucking nuke us on principle if they heard mumble rap. So, and again...
Well, we can talk... Remember when I was talking about how they have the room set up with 1,000 cell phones?
Yeah.
To do streams for bad music and push bad music.
Yeah,
and get played.
and that's how...
You can do that with what's called a virtual machine, too, where you have one computer that's actually... You make these virtual machines on the computer, and it's like you make a computer all out of software, and it has its own IP. So you can have one computer and then have 10,000 might be a lot to use, but you could theoretically have a supercomputer with millions of small, invisible, all software-based computers, all streaming the same shit, getting streams to get paid. So you could push bad music into the American culture if you were...
Which they've been doing.
Yes.
Because it's bad actor nation state.
It's the same principle behind why people like the Kardashians are famous, or that fucking Paris Hilton.
Bro, have you seen that ass? What are you talking about?
I can't.
Bro?
I don't care.
That ass deserves to be famous.
Yeah, some dude already made it famous. It's been fucking dumped in more than the dumpster behind KFC. The point I'm getting at is that the nation...
Yummy.
No. Hey, girl, bring me that butthole. And as she walks over, it sounds like somebody sloshing around mayonnaise and a fucking
it's got glazing in it to the tippy top. Fudgety fudge McFudgeker.
Anyway, sorry, Kim, don't sue us. Actually, fuck you, you fat piece of shit. So,
Fudge you.
Again, new music is the death of this fucking country.
Oh my gosh, get off my lawn, Pete.
I hate new music.
No,
I don't listen to new music.
No.
I get off my lawn.
I will surrender the fact that I have turned into my father. I remember when I was 20 and I got in the car. It was my car, and I was giving my mom a ride to and from work every day. And my dad got in the car later, and I was dropping him off somewhere, and he goes, your mom really doesn't like your music. And I was like, man, fuck you. This is my car. It's my music. Nothing like... you're just old. You don't understand. And now I don't even listen to that fucking shit. It was Limp fucking Bizkit.
All right.
Oh my god, the shittiest band in history. One of the shittiest bands.
I can't listen to music with words in it anymore. I have to listen to
mumble rap. Then
motion pictures with just the track.
I like classical music. I like to have my.
I listen to spaghetti western a lot.
If I'm chilling at the house, or if I'm doing any kind of writing or meditation. Putting classical music on throughout the house is very relaxing.
Classical, yeah. I go to
Do you play chess?
Yeah, a little bit. I was in prison, so
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
I played dominoes, pinochle, all that shit. Let's
You
go.
want to play some chess?
Yeah, we can play. It makes me kind of nervous. So does gambling, because I'm thinking about losing and winning rather than playing the game. But I have a nice board out there. It's magnetic, and it goes on the wall.
That's right.
I haven't.
We could start a game and virtually finish it over like a year.
Yeah, that's what the theory was for me and my son.
Oh.
There's a little piece on the bottom that's green, and you flip it to whoever's turn it is, so you know.
I like this idea. So, new
Smell
music
hippies.
sucks. Now, listen.
There's
Not
good new
all.
music.
Not there is good new music.
So
but
when- in
you
rap-
and I listen to two totally different genres.
I know.
of music.
So rap has famously been terrible for the last 5 years,
Yeah,
right?
it has. Yeah.
But there's new rap coming out, and there's old rappers putting out new music that's even kind of taking on the sounds like the new music, but it's good because it's actually got good lyrics, and you're like, oh, you're still making art. You're not
Right.
just coding the fuck out, going right. You know what I mean? Like,
It's the same in any genre of music that I like. If I dig deep enough, I will find something I like. You know,
Yeah.
and that's new.
and you know, the stuff that you're going to find played on mainstream sources might not be what you're looking for. You know what I mean? So you do have to.
Mainstream sucks. That's why since I got clean, I downloaded the YouTube Premium Music app, and because I hate commercials, but it's the same.
I've had YouTube Premium for like a
5.
long time.
Yeah,
I
it's
still
the
get it
best.
for $10 a month.
I got a family plan but
Yeah.
I pay $14 a month, and that gets 5 other people. So 6 of us get this music. You're on it now, aren't you?
No, you took me off.
No, I didn't.
That evening at 12 a.m., you took me off.
No,
It's what they call in the business Indian giver.
That's racist.
no, wait a minute. I did not do that to you.
It must have been on accident.
No,
all
it's
good.
no, because there's no open slots on my thing, and you're still on it. I think what you did, right, is fuck something up.
That sounds right.
Maybe I did. I'll have to take a look at that. I wouldn't do that to you.
I know. Just to put that out there, I think Eminem sucks, and I don't see what the big hype is. I love his first 2 albums, like
Right,
from
so
back in the day.
I
But ever
heard-
since then,
You live in Michigan, bro.
don't-
You got to work in Michigan.
Eminem is one of the
I know.
best rappers to ever walk the earth. What
Period.
happened to Eminem, and this I just heard somebody say this the other day. What happened to Eminem is he lived. He didn't die. So during his rise,
sense.
and if he had died, he'd be like the best rapper ever. He'd be
yeah.
martyred, right?
Yeah.
But he made it through, got clean. He's got like 10 years sober, and then
I went to the same place he went.
he sounds.
Oh,
like,
that's right.
He sounds like older and goofy, kind of to the young people. You know what I mean? His beats.
Yeah,
are
they've been
good.
trying to cancel his ass.
Oh yeah, and they can't.
Good luck.
There's no way.
He's a G. God bless him. I can't listen to him though.
He's been finding up and coming. I listen to Shade 45 every day. Shade 45 is the best radio station I've ever heard. It's got great music on it, Monday through Sunday, all week.
Is that what we were listening to on the way down to the retreat?
Yeah.
Or the convention?
Yeah, they got good DJs. They got They got
That
Sway.
actually
They
wasn't
got,
bad,
they got-
except for, like, I couldn't stop but giggle every
Lord
5 minutes
Sear.
when I would hear...
Yeah. They got DJ Who Kid all weekend. I mean, they play great music on Shade 45, dude.
I
They
will admit
play
that.
shit that I'm not in. When I'm listening to my music, I feel like I need to DJ. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I listen to the first 2 verses, and I'm like, all right, like, on to the next song. But you listen to Shade 45, they're still DJing for
So
you.
you're one of those guys that doesn't listen to a song all the way through?
I listened to the same songs. This song I just sent this girl, I've listened to I don't know how many times. I was listening to that song yesterday while I was walking, and I almost put on Facebook, listen to that same song for the 967,000th time, blah, blah, blah. Just as I was...
Oh, boy.
I'll post it right now. But let me say that some new music that's bringing back what's great. Big shout out to Griselda. Anyone who knows anything about rap right now knows that Griselda, Westside Gun, Conway, and Benny the Butcher are 3 people who have brought back lyricists along with hot beats. And they were signed to Shady.
I spit out the fire.
They were signed to Shady at first, and now Benny's with Jay-Z. And Westside Gun just put out an album the other day. And when you listen to this shit, it is not mumble rap beats. Some of their songs, the subs don't even hit like that often. But there's like a melody, and there's lyrics, and there's art, and they got intros and outros, and they got skits, and it's actual art. And Westside Gun's really big in art and It's really, 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 really good music. If you're looking for modern day rappers, look up Griselda, West Side Gun, Conway, and Benny the Butcher. Those are 3 people that are doing it. They're leading the country right now for rap.
Yeah. Don't forget about Dylan. Dylan produced Dylan, and Dylan the
Dylan
best.
from the island.
He spits
I spit hot fire.
Island boy.
Oh, there was our breakdown.
Didn't Dylan, Dylan, one of the other guys just went to jail for pimping or something.
I thought it was him, wasn't it?
I don't think it was Dylan. I think it was one
Pimping
of the other
all
ones.
over the world.
Shutting down the studio. So, the reason that I want to talk about music on the other side, well, it's not the other side, but from where what I like, is that I want to go back to a specific point in time when I realized that music had just kind of stopped dead in its tracks. Remember the movie Armageddon?
Yes.
With Bruce Willis?
Yes.
Right?
Still gives me a hard on. I love that
you
shit.
mean even
I
the
cried.
scene where that rover was going over the asteroid and you can see fields of grass? Anyway,
I cried 3 times in that movie.
Because they killed Bruce Willis? Oh, spoiler alert, they killed Bruce Willis. He actually sacrificed himself for the entirety of the planet Earth. So, the soundtrack, infamously big soundtrack, remember?
Yes. Tyler.
Steven Tyler,
yes.
but it was Aerosmith.
Yes.
Right. So that song was originally recorded by Dolly Parton and was not written by Dolly Parton, right? It was written by a team of people in the industry who write and produce these tracks, and they come to artists and they say, hey, here, right?
Yeah.
So famously, musicians don't make money off of record sales, at least up to that point in the industry. They don't. Owning the rights to your shit's damn near impossible. The record company does. You make money going on the road, which is why bands are on tour virtually all the time. They've got to get out there. Certain bands were geniuses in regards to how they negotiated their contract. ICP was one of them.
They just had a distribution deal, didn't they?
Well, initially they were whoever their parent
Island.
Yeah, and their parent company was Disney. And Disney's like, we can't have this shit on our label, And so because everyone saw, hey, look, they're marketing geniuses. They sell like crazy. The fucking kids want this shit.
I used to think those
They negotiated their own fucking contract. Tool was another band who had a real shitty contract, and when it was up, they virtually walked out and said, who's going to suck our fucking gold-plated dicks? Right? Because they had the sales. They had the numbers at the shows. And, that's why it's taken them. They were contractually obligated to produce 4 albums, and they can do them 10 years apart. And they, if you had a 4-contract deal or 4-album deal, 4-album contract with a record company, right? You got a bam, bam, bam. So you have new material so you can tour, right? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, what did Tool do? They put out an album in 2006, and then they didn't do another one until 2020 or 2019. Why is that?
Card full.
Technical difficulties?
Is it still playing on OBS?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Just go.
Okay.
You can edit that part, right?
It's all right.
So what I'm getting at is that the record industry, they produce these little hits for you, right? You couldn't go anywhere that fucking year for the following 3 years after that not hear that fucking song. Couldn't go anywhere. And it wasn't that it was that great, right? When I hear it, like some songs from back then, I hear them, I leave them, and I go, yeah, cooler times. I hear that song, I'm like, skip. Because they didn't, I don't think of Aerosmith when I think of that song just because they sang it. I think about 3 little fucking nerdy-ass Jewish people in a fucking office somewhere writing the songs.
I only think of Steven Tyler when I hear that song with his big-ass marble-eating mouth, like that big old mouth of his.
Aerosmith is the poor man's Rolling Stones.
And the way he moves his hands, fucking soccer mom looking ass motherfucker.
So the industry has been under control for forever by the executives. And these executives exhibit, we know what's a hit and what's not. The reason it becomes a hit is because they go to the records, they go to the radio stations, they go to every platform and they say, push our shit, right? Push our shit.
And now it's being decentralized, though, just like everything else. So you can just make your own podcast. You can make your own song and video, and you can publish it onto platforms like YouTube, Rumble, SoundCloud, places like that. And
you want to hear my SoundCloud tape, bro?
you can try to get you can try to create some fame, create a buzz, and
then the companies come and buy you.
right. So then once
I just had a song sent to me this morning, as a matter of fact.
really
Yeah.
for what?
Hold on.
You see?
So when you have a song, it's broken down into publishing rights and master's rights. Right?
Yes.
Master recording rights. So then those two are both broken down into other things, but a lot of artists now are demanding to own a piece of their master rights at least. They won't sign unless they get some of their master's rights. Snoop Dogg just bought Death Row's catalog, but he didn't buy Snoop Dogg's catalog. Snoop Dogg's catalog was worth too fucking much. Snoop Dogg didn't want to pay it, but he bought all the Death Row's. He was going to buy just his masters, and then I saw him watch. He was like, "Damn." And he was like, how much for Death Row's masters? And then he went back and got Death Row's masters and publishing, but he still doesn't have his shit because it's expensive. So he's working up to it, I guess. You know what I mean?
So real quick, I had Tay Morgan sent me a song that he made, and that's from DV Tay, and it's called No Lie. Look it up on YouTube. It seems decent.
All right.
The other thing that I just
Put
thought
the
about.
link in the bio.
Put the link in the
do
bio.
that.
I got you, bud. I'll put your song out there. The other thing is that I think of right now while you guys are talking is Prince. Always referring to himself as the artist.
Yeah. The artist formerly known as Prince.
Yeah.
For a while there.
Prince made it a big deal about owning your masters, too. He was one of the leaders in telling guys to own their masters. He famously went to Nas, the rapper, and was like, you need to own your masters, dog. Like, he was really pushing that shit to
Crazy
everybody.
it is that Prince was a pimp.
Well, then
Like-
when he died, his masters were a big part of his estate. That there was a big fight over what are we going to do with this? Because some guys now are getting to be older, and if your music doesn't age well, owning your masters doesn't do shit because you're not getting plays.
Yeah.
So if you have
Like
your
REO
masters,
Speedwagon.
yeah, you can sell them. People are taking who is it? Somebody, Justin Timberlake just sold a bunch of his music back to somebody for like $100 million. He's like, you're a certain age, like you're like, man, $100 million.
Yeah.
Or my masters. I'm 40.
Give me the $100 million.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how much time I got left? Like, let me get this $100
That's
million.
a lot of Botox.
Shit.
You know what I just saw the other day was Stranger Things, of which there's a scene with a Metallica song, and I just got to say that
that's been
how
a
is it
big
that I still am in love with, like, is Metallica that good? It gets me going. I hear
mean,
Metallica, and I'm like,
So think about that. So ever since I watched that show, I've heard so many songs that they've used, and I'm like, oh, and I'll add it to a playlist,
yeah.
because I love 80s music. Most of it, there's some shit that really needs to just fucking be gone, like Cyndi Lauper, but
I love that bitch. I love that fairy shit.
what? Anyway, yeah. You want to see something crazy? You know that song "Another Brick in the Wall" by Pink Floyd?
Yes.
Okay, so in 1990, Roger Waters went to Berlin, right where they left one little section of the Berlin Wall, and he wanted to do the entire Wall album in its entirety at this spot, right, at Potsdamer Platz, which is where the bunker was that they found Hitler in. So,
Supposedly.
anyway,
The Russians supposedly found
Cyndi
Hitler in the
Lauper
bunker.
sings that song.
You got me started.
Another brick in the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, no. That's a no for me,
It was
dog.
terrible. And they had the Scorpions do a couple of songs, the Scorps. And then they had Bryan Adams there.
I love you, Bryan Adams.
They had Van Morrison. I love fucking Van Morrison. I fucking love Van Morrison. You cannot be in a bad mood after you listen to Van Morrison. And if you are a shit human being.
All right.
So, Where the fuck are we going with all this?
Let's talk about music we like. I don't know. You like 80s music?
I love 80s music.
I really love.
So when 80s is kind of when
70s.
rap kind of starts to take off.
Yeah.
The DJs take the records and they start to scratch and break on them in New York City. And then somebody gets a microphone and starts rhyming over it. You know what I mean? Starts MCing over it. Starts saying, hey, like, welcome to the party. That's how rap started, is the DJs were spinning records. Then they started to scratch and break and started to make their own beats. And then you had somebody just start to rhyme over it, and they were like, hey, this is kind of fun.
I love
a party.
I love a great amount of music. I used to fucking hate the 80s. Through the late 90s and into the 2000s, I was like, fucking, I hate the 80s. And then when I started playing in a band, one of the guys in the band's like, man, I really love Genesis and Phil Collins. And they're not for everybody, but like the musicianship is fucking, it's insane. So I started listening to it again. And now all of a sudden, like all the cheesy electric beats, I couldn't fucking stand. I'm like, man, these are pretty cool. And then I found a newfound appreciation for rap in there too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, for me, it stopped. For me, rap stopped, and it's not that way anymore, but rap stopped after 2001 and Eminem's first album. It was like after that, I was like, no, they're never gonna get any better. And I just refused to listen.
I'm
It was stuck in time.
That's when it changes into big business, I think.
gonna tell you where it stopped for me.
Yeah.
It did.
It's all in my head.
Because in the 80s,
Think about it over and over again.
in the 80s, you're gonna have like Run DMC, Sugar Hill Gang. You're gonna have Rakim, Eric B.
Yes.
You know, all these like
Paid 'em full,
all these
baby.
like pioneers in the industry. And then in the 90s, you get gangster rap come on the scene, and you have the East Coast too with like Nas and Mobb Deep and all these hardcore gangster rap, right? And that's kind of like really like leather and Timbs and, you know, parties and bandanas and shit. And then you go into the 2000s and there's money to be made, and they really start taking people and putting them on MTV. And you got to be a little more PC. You can't be, you know, toting your Glock, fucking bitches selling dope on MTV and VH1 and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then MTV goes to hell. And then you see the internet pop up, and then now it's all about codeine and Xans. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just pushing codeine and Xans on everybody. And man,
Did you say codeine?
Codeine
Coding.
codeine cough syrup
And Xanax.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
and Percocets.
Hell yeah.
Every song's about codeine, Xan,
The song
and
of
Percocet.
rappers everywhere.
Dude, codeine and Xanax are fucking trash. Those are the shittiest fucking buzzes on earth.
Yeah, well, if you take them together, you're not going to remember it's a shitty buzz. So
That's very true. And you're absolutely right about that, because that was the time when it started getting so far away from what I was used to that I'm just like, you know, like my favorite band, the first 4 or 5 albums are just garbage.
yeah,
Like, people talk about, there was a member of Floyd his name was Syd Barrett, and people like hold this guy up on a pedestal and say he was an innovative genius. He was a schizophrenic who took way too much acid.
ooh, that was probably a fun life.
And they were on their way to a gig one day, and they're like, fuck it, leave them. And they went, and it was just bass, drums, and a keyboard, and one guy who could not really sing that well. And that was it. And so they found another guy to come in and play guitar and sing, who really revolutionized their sound. But it took them years to turn into the band that everybody knows and loves, like Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, The Wall, blah, 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 blah. They had the time, though. They had the time then to, like, flush out their craft. They could put out fucking stinker albums, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that today. If you're not famous right away, then the whole internet is just going to line up behind, you know, to defeat you.
Well, there is, yeah, and there is now, you don't have to sell records to make money. You just have to, you can almost just put out a couple of good songs. You don't need to drop a whole LP.
Yeah.
You can drop a good song that gets a bunch of views on YouTube and just run with that for months, and then go do a couple features so that you never put yourself back out there to see if you can do it again.
Yeah.
And then come up with something that's going to be catchy.
And that's in every
Eventually.
genre of music. But even back in before pre-internet days, it wasn't album sales that generated your money.
It was the potential for album sales that generated your contract.
it was going on tour. It was going.
Oh,
on,
yeah.
It was like, you know.
But to get a deal, it was how many records are you going to sell?
Right, exactly.
It's not how many you did sell; it's how many are you going to sell.
And a big part of like The Wall being born as an album for Pink Floyd was the disillusionment they had of like, hey, we played all these neat little venues for so long, right? And they were in the position that Dark Side of the Moon gave them money. They made money off that album. I mean, it's been in the top Billboard 200 for like fucking 40 years.
Yeah, Dr. Dre's The Chronic 2001 is like in the top 10 for like rap sales like all the time.
Yeah, those are actually the two longest albums. I saw an article recently of those two. Anyway, they made so much money off Dark Side of the Moon actually that when Monty Python was going to make a movie called The Holy Grail, Pink Floyd invested in it. So did George Harrison.
I love that movie.
That's one of the best movies of all time. And that was thanks to Dark Side of the Moon. So they were smart about it. They didn't ever have to make another album again. Is what
I
I'm
like
saying.
when they fight the bunny.
Run
Just but a flesh wound.
Run away. So fast, they were used to playing these little venues, real small venues, couple hundred people, maybe 1,000 max. Now you're playing in fucking auditoriums with like 100,000 people.
Yeah.
And they're screaming and shooting off fireworks. Like, there's a famous rant of the bass player, like, go outside with your fucking fireworks. No one wants to hear your shit, you fucking cocksuckers.
I was just listening to, I think it was DJ Who Kid over the weekend, and they were talking about old school rappers. I think it was Jeezy and maybe J. Cole. I don't know. But they're doing new music, and they're still selling. They're still doing they're still selling out stadiums.
Love Jesus.
So they in their heyday, they probably could fill a stadium, and then they're like not like top, they're not selling shit ton, but then they come out with new music and they can still pull that together and still do their old music. So there's still like people our age showing up to their shows enough to where they can put 20,000 people in a stadium, you know what I'm saying, and not just a small venue.
Well, see, if the music is good enough, it will draw all ages. Like when I went to the Wall tour in 2010, I was in the third row, and the first two rows, most of those people were in their early 20s.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and you're talking about 40-year-old or 30-year-old music at that point.
Yeah.
So if you write something timeless, the draw is going to come from anywhere, and as far as age goes. But there is a demographic that every industry sells to, and that's 18 to 45-year-old males.
When did you? Yeah, that's the key demographic.
When did I what?
Men and women. But when did you like first like start fall in love with music? I guess
when I was 15. This is a true story. When I was 15, I was in the back seat of a Caprice Classic on my way to Caseville to go camp for the weekend with some friends, and I used to talk like this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought I was fucking G Money, and I had my Discman, and it had Doggy Style.
Yeah.
And my dad was always so mad. Now, mind you, I just got off being grounded.
Doggy Style you can listen to front to back.
Over and over. Great album. But I'm on my way camping. I just got off being grounded because I got caught shoplifting a Red Wings jersey from Walmart, Lifetime ban. I was there yesterday. And it wasn't it was such a shitty jersey. It's like something you'd see. Anyway,
It's just
a long sleeve T-shirt,
basically, and it was like perforated. So I'm on my way up north. My buddy turns around. He's like, "What are you listening to?" And I showed him, and I was like, "Don't hate on my shit." And he's like, "Yeah, shut that off."
He's got some Mexican brickweed in his pocket.
I did. And so he pulled out a fucking box of cassettes, and that's how old I am. And he put in Pink Floyd. He put in The Wall, and the first track, it's a really loud fucking song. They wrote it to be loud, purposefully. He's like, we want a loud, dumb song to get people's attention. And it did. And I fell in love with like the imagery of the album and everything. And that's when I realized that like music it wasn't just, if you got it right, it wasn't just the music. It tells a story. You can open up the album and the liner notes and look at it and see the fucking artwork that's put into it. Like,
oh yeah, drop acid.
There's so much into Floyd's like artwork and imagery.
Mushrooms.
The point I'm making is that was when I decided A, I wanted to play music, and B, I'm not going to be able to escape trying to feel when I listen to music. From that point forward, music made me feel a certain way. I did, or
Right.
at least I recognized.
I
it.
can't listen to country music. I'll start listening. I can listen to country music, but dude, if I'm listening to it by myself, dude, I'll just start missing every girlfriend I've ever had, bro. I'm like,
And
why
every
are all
dog,
these songs
right?
like this?
And every dog
Let's
you've ever
just
had.
say new country is just
Garbage.
It's pop. It's just pop, and they rhyme
garbage.
too. They're rapping. They're just rhyming. So they're just rhyming over country beats with twang in their voice.
New country's garbage.
I listen
Hashtag
to
new
I listen to
country
a lot of
garbage.
country lately with a certain girl, but I love Johnny Cash. I listen to Johnny Cash at the
Yes.
gym.
That's Johnny Cash.
Waylon Jennings
And
Merle Haggard.
old bluegrass, you know what I'm saying,
Oh, yeah.
dude? That shit's the shit. You know what I mean? Anything that's like deep and real, but this
New
new shit's
country's
just the same
garbage.
shit. The new shit's it's got writers and it's got producers and it's just the artist is the figurehead on the track.
That's what I'm talking about. They don't like your name is Dirks Bentley. Really? Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. I hope you get syphilis today, Dirks. Dirks Bentley.
Yeah, I know somebody that wrote a song for Drake. Like, there's multiple shit that come in, and they pick that song, and it's on Views. It's on his Views album, which was a terrible fucking album, and he gets royalties from that.
Isn't Drake the global ambassador for the NBA?
I have no clue.
I can't believe it, but I fell in love with Drake last year. I started listening to Drake. I never listened to Drake before.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, started from the bottom, now we're here.
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah, Drake's got some good shit, man. I was listening to some Drake in the
Fucking peanut head.
I love
motherfucker.
that soft
in the
ass
gym
motherfucker.
today.
He's a peanut head motherfucker is what he is. I've never, honestly, if I've heard Drake, I wouldn't know it.
Like I said, I don't know how. I just started listening.
You can
to,
call me Grandpa now.
Did you just pop and suck? You just popped and sucked. Yeah.
I don't,
So,
I fell in love with music, I think,
Dirk's Bentley.
94-ish with the original Chronic.
yeah.
Nothing But a G thing.
Oh,
and I
my
remember
God.
my parents said I was too young to like buy it, and my cousin from California was here, and he was like, "I got you." You know what I'm saying? And I think it was CD. I don't think it was tape. I think it was on CD. And then I was 100.5 or 102.5 used to play rap
WIOG. Yeah.
in Saginaw. Like would have been 25 years ago. They used to play like rap.
Well, it wasn't 102.5. It was
105.
Yeah, I think so.
Which one's Fox Radio now? 105.
Yes. I think that was them. 102.5 was like always hit music, top 40 shit.
I know there's no good rap stations
No,
in town, dude. If
none.
you want to listen to good rap, pay for Sirius and listen to Shade, man. Shade 45 is really good.
If you want to listen to classic rock, if you want to listen to fucking, all you're gonna get is we got the Joe in this area, and you can hear Matchbox 20 and fucking Aerosmith and what's that one broad? Alanis Morissette.
yeah.
Dirks Bentley.
Fox Radio
sucks.
just isn't the same without Rush Limbaugh. R.I.P., brother.
I'm glad you're dead.
You're a piece of shit.
You're a piece of shit. You know what? You're a handsome man.
You got pretty eyes, Pete. We're trying to be nicer to each other on the show.
Yeah, and he just
via-
broke it. He broke the truth. Shots fired across the bow. Come lick my butthole. So, I feel like music is. I guess the question that I would like to ask both of you, right? Is there truth to the? Stop.
wired. I'm wired and getting fired, baby.
Jesus Christ, man. Somewhere, somebody has not done enough praying for you, and I'm not about to start. So, is there any truth to the notion that, like, just you get older and you think new music sucks? I mean, because I used to yell at my parents all
Yeah,
the
me and
time.
Paul were talking about that last night, that the older generation always says the younger generation's, like, doomed. Like, when the Beatles came out, their hair was touching their ears or
I
something.
know.
And that was...
Do you remember Goldfinger with Sean Connery, right? He famously talked shit about the Beatles in that movie. It's like listening to the Beatles. They're terrible. There's some line he delivers in the movie, right?
Goldfinger's a great movie.
It's one of the best of all time.
It's hilarious.
He golded up that bitch.
Because he's with the villain the whole time.
Oh,
It's
pushy.
funny.
Pushy galore. Oh, pushy.
I like that one. What's the first one? Dr. No? Is that the
Dr.
one with the
No.
underwater?
Yep.
They're underwater. That one's good, too.
Yes, it is. And then, no. The one he came back for, Diamonds Are Forever, was trash. Anyway, so side note, yes. Like, he said all that shit, but then later he was like, oh, the Beatles are cool. They're very nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, at first I think there might be some shock to seeing
Something new.
Yeah, I mean,
Accepting
I'm sure the
change.
first time you saw, NWA talking about guns and fucking bitches, people were like, nope, click, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now
They were.
you're like, bro, that is nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it gets normalized, or
Yeah.
you get desensitized to it, or you get
I don't know that it's you get desensitized to it. I honestly think that you
get accepting of
you get
people doing.
accepting of it. I think
Okay.
you do. I think you like. I couldn't sit like I still will never sit through a fucking Puddle of Mud song, or fuck.
What the Eagles? Creed? Isn't Creed your... What's your ringtone?
My ringtone is gonna be me firing up a chainsaw and cutting your fucking dick off.
I think that is
So-
an Eminem song.
It's gonna be. What are you doing over there?
He's sniffing the microphone.
You gonna answer the fucking question or what?
I'm sorry, what question is that? Do we so yes. I think that with age now I hate music. I can't listen to none of this bullshit that they're putting out. I don't know what the fuck it is. It belongs in a sewer. I much rather listen to
Dierks
orchestra, classical, spaghetti western music, like whatever the background.
You want to listen to Bow Wow? Wow.
Yeah, real
Really?
deal.
Okay.
Real deal. That's what I listen to, and I'll put it on repeat.
He does.
The people at work
Have you
hate
ever-
me because
You
of
want to
it.
listen to
Have
Bow
you-
Chicka Bow Wow?
Have you ever been
Or
to
you
his
wanna-
house and he just has it says industrial synth or some shit? Like, you feel like you're in the John Wick movie when you're in his house because that's just going on in the background the whole time.
I'm getting ready to get robot legs, you guys. You guys keep making fun of me. Wait until the robot legs come in.
Dierks Bentley. I just want to take a moment and talk about
I want
how
the
fucking
robot eyes. That would be cool.
Dierks Bentley is a name that somebody made up to use for a country artist.
What was Garth Brooks' made-up name for the...
Chris Gaines for when he was going to be a fucking Chris Gaines. He had like a fucking emo haircut and shit. That's all I can remember is
Was he on drugs, or what was going on?
No, because he's not a country guy. Really, he adopted this persona to become a country musician because he knew he had the voice for it, he had the talent for it, and I mean he still sells out fucking arenas,
Yeah.
right?
Uranus?
So he thought at the
Did you say Uranus
I'm going
sells
to
out
take nail
Uranus?
clippers to all your ball hairs right below the skin. So
Apologies, Mike.
he thought at the height of his fame, he's going to I'm going to be this pop star called Chris Gaines, my alter ego, right? And it was disastrously terrible. It was one of the worst fucking mistakes he's ever made in his entire life. But, it didn't sink his career. Like, you guys have heard of Peter Frampton, right?
Nope.
Yes, you have.
I have. No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
Frumpy.
Frampton Comes Alive.
No clue.
He's got the fucking wow, wow, wow. The guitar where he's talking, playing
Oh,
the guitar.
yeah. He's got... Does he have the,
Do you
does he have
feel-
the voice thing?
The Vox Box, yeah.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Buckethead? You ever
Escapes
seen
me.
Buckethead play guitar, dude?
Yeah, I
He's
have.
got
He's
a dead switch on
Yep.
his guitar and shit, so you can turn off the sound completely to the amp. It's cool. He's got big ass hands, so you can pull chords that maybe other people can't. And he's he's autistic and shit. So
Oh,
he, plays
hashtag
the
big ass
fuck out of his
hands.
guitar.
So, music. Dierks Bentley. I'm not coming off this for a minute.
So you came out. You started in 94 and you 95. Love of music.
Chronic 2000. The original Chronic came out in 93, 94.
Damn, we had
93.
different childhoods.
What?
yeah, I'd
Yeah,
say
bro.
we did.
We were over here being gangsters. You were
I was just getting Thriller in 95.
Thriller.
I was like, this is that shit, that hot fire. Oh my god.
Do you like Mike? Do you like Mike's music?
Yeah.
Do you like Mike's music?
I love that motherfucker, bro.
I don't. He's another one. I mean, later years it kind of fell off, but I hear his classics, and I can't be. In a
He
bad
could
mood.
really sing and dance, and there's
Yeah.
videos
Back
of him
then they-
working with other people behind the scenes, and he's teaching
them
how to
yeah.
do it, and they suck at it. And
Bro,
he's
back
teaching
then
them
they
how to,
they danced, they sang, they
he didn't have any formal training on.
There's nothing.
No, he
could-
didn't.
Yeah,
He didn't. He had his scary ass father fucking whooping him into submission.
God bless him. If
And
not
I
for that
don't-
scary father, wouldn't have had him.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if he really did that shit with those kids. I don't think he
Bro.
did.
He didn't.
Who was sucking Mike's dick that whole time?
Nobody.
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 got.
I know it sounds weird.
All that money you ain't getting your dick sucked, bro.
I'll be the first to say it. He was
Elvis's daughter was doing all that.
no.
That's not even his kid,
He
right?
was never getting his dick sucked.
It is
Period. I
Elvis's
don't
kid.
think.
Bro.
Oh no! Didn't they do DNA to find out those kids aren't really his?
Did you
course,
see
yeah,
in his
man.
how he had a hidden room in his closet?
And
You want to see my hidden room?
you want to see my hidden room?
No one wants to see your hidden room. That's got to be terrifying. There's like a fucking goat in there hanging upside down, still draining its blood. So, in closing, because we're really stretching for content here, Dierks Bentley is fucking stupid name, stupid music. Chris, what do you got for us?
Dr. Dre during the pandemic says he has 240 some songs ready to go, which is great because Chronic was great. Chronic 2001 was great. The Compton album was great. Then he just put out an EP for Grand Theft Auto that was really, really, really good, man. Everything coming out of the Dre camp is really good.
Okay.
So we can still make great
Good music.
And we don't have to listen to shit. Even some of the mumble rappers have started to come into their own. 21 Savage, Kodak Black's kind of having a moment right now. Uzi is on tracks. I don't really listen to Uzi, but he's got some tracks that are decent. But you can find good music if you want to find good music. But if you just want to sit in
you
your
gotta look
house
for it.
and say, "Get off my lawn," you know what I'm saying? Then you're just gonna be mad the whole time.
What
Get
if
out
I
of the
want-
house and listen to new
What if
shit.
I don't want people to get off my
Get
lawn?
off my lawn.
All right. Yusef, what do you got for us?
Yeah, music, man. This was crazy cool. It just makes me think about what kind of music those goddamn dolphins listen to when they're fucking dragging your lifeless body to fucking 60 meters underneath the fucking bottom of the ocean where they're going to take turns running bustos on your
Sorry,
ass,
bud.
huh? Do you know what's going
So, for Yusef and Chris, one thing I want to get on us before we leave, we don't listen to Dierks Bentley. We suggest you don't listen to Dierks Bentley. If you own any Dierks Bentley gear, merch, or any of that other shit, get the fuck rid of it. Go fuck yourself. See a therapist. Seek help. Get on something.
Bro, bang that gangster shit loud. That's what I. Yeah.
No. One more thing. And I just want to share this.
Sundown for the win.
I want to share this excitement with people. So a week from this Saturday, I get to go to a concert. that
My
I've been
birthday's
waiting-
this Saturday.
Yeah, he's going to be 38 and mentally
28. Thank you.
mentally 15. Dick. I get to go to this concert a week from Saturday that I've been waiting 2 fucking years to go to.
Who was it?
Roger Waters.
Who is that?
You want to get slapped around?
I enjoy a good slapping.
You know, I've already explained to you why you would like this guy, because he's very pro-Palestine.
That's cool, man.
For Yusef, Chris, Helix the dog, and what's left of my sensibility, have a great fucking Wednesday.
Dicks. No, I'm busy tonight, actually.